Well, hello there. I'm Kim Berry, editor of Food and Drink Business magazine. I'm coming to you from F&DB headquarters with news that German supermarket chain Kaufland will be pulling out of the Australian market. Welcome to our weekly news roundup. The announcement from Kaufland took everyone by surprise late yesterday afternoon. The currently acting international CEO, Frank Schumann, said that the decision had not been made lightly and that the departure would be orderly. The company arrived here in 2017 and bought two sites, one in Adelaide and one on the Melbourne outskirts of Dandenong. The following year they started recruiting and in March last year the Victorian government said that Kaufland's investment in the state would be worth more than $430 million and that once it was all up and fully operational, more than 2,000 jobs would have been made. One of the fallout from this is obviously going to play out over the next few days and weeks and months, no doubt. But one of the companies that will be caught up in it is one of Australia's leading construction companies for the F&B sector, and that's Vaughan Constructions. It was awarded the contract last year to build Kaufland's distribution centre in Victoria, and that centre was due to be the biggest in Australia. So the fallout will, as I just said, will be now playing out. But Schumann has said that the company is just going to focus on its European business operations. In other news, the fires may have died down, but we seem to have replaced them with dust storms and hail assaults of the like we have not seen before. Environmental matters are basically now inescapable, and particularly for our sector. Waste awareness campaigns, food waste statistics, and growing consumer knowledge and expectation means that F&B has to pick up the baton and become a leader when it comes to best environmental practice. Nestle has announced that it's going to spend more than $3 billion to remove virgin plastic use from its business, as well as investing in R&D through its Institute of Packaging Sciences. This is a global undertaking by the company, which of course then has a trickle-down effect onto others within the industry. And I think it's a really exciting thing that we'll watch to see who else comes along and starts to really play in that space. One of Australia's leading craft breweries, Young Henry's, has engaged in a project with Sydney's University of Technology to use algae to consume CO2 and release oxygen to help minimise its carbon footprint. This is a really fascinating and interesting project, which is showing how you can come at this from many different angles. GLAAD has partnered with Recycle to encourage the recycling of cling wrap and snap-lock bags. There is a lot of conjecture and argument within industry about the cost of changes and adapting and mitigating climate change. But I think that companies that are doing innovative and exciting things like a brewery using algae to absorb CO2, or a plastics company really, working out how its product can be recycled and not end up as landfill, they're going to be the winners. So we also have a big environmental feature coming up in a near future edition of our print magazine, so please get in touch with me with any initiatives and projects that you're working on. Now, something a little less intense. Across the food and drink business desk today came yet another example of a brand crossover. Arnotts has put out its latest chocolate block, and this time it's packed full of butternut snap biscuit pieces. This is on top of its range that it started last year, which had iced Vovo chocolate blocks and ginger snap and a few others that we can resoundingly reassure you the food and drink business team tested very thoroughly. This brand blending is such a trope now for the industry. There's lolly or biscuit flavoured milks, there's snack crackers that taste like meat pies, and somewhat controversially there are chips that taste like lamingtons. Some say it's just not right, while others cannot get enough of it. So I'm afraid to say it's here to stay, so we might as well all buckle up and go for the ride. I'm Kim Berry, and that's the news as it stands. Over and out.